What is up, Troubler Nation? I'm your host, Killer Keemstar. Let's get right into the news. One of the sidemen has COVID, and we're gonna figure it out right now on this video. And also, KSI is trying to say that he needs to be fighting Mayweather, not Logan Paul. We're gonna get into that. And then also, we have Jake Paul news. We got so much news for you today. But first, I want to make sure you are subscribed with all notifications on, because if you do that, you are entered to win the new PS5 or the new Xbox. I was able to lock down 6 new Xboxes for PS5s, so all you gotta do to enter is make sure you are subbed with all notifications on. Our first story is coming from the Sway House. These boys got into some trouble because they hired this artist to do a painting, and they were supposed to shout him out, and apparently they didn't. He spoke out on this podcast known as the Leo and Danny Show. The artist had this to say. Roll it.
TikTok. I mean, I have a very interesting experience that sheds light on the most famous TikTokers right now. I experienced the other day, actually.
What's that? Give us some dirt.
Bryce Hall, Josh Richards. It's called the Sway House.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Guess what happened? Guess your boy Brooks got hired to go in there and paint one of their joke murals. We're like, paint Bryce Hall, paint me with holding Bryce Hall on a leash. Like, I'm gonna look real strong, and Bryce is gonna be a little goblin creature with a tiny. And I'm like,
that's kind of funny.
It's pretty funny. He painted it on in his room.
Yeah, it's in his room. It was a fun. I mean, got into it. The thing was, it left a bad taste in my mouth because I set it up basically under the premise of I do this. They give me a YouTube shout out, a story shout out, and put my link to it. And I was like, you know what? I'm not getting money for this. I'll do it. The first one's a freebie, and maybe it'd be good to bring a different demographic, different audience to me.
Yeah.
So get this. I spent 12 hours in there painting my self, making this painting, just having to deal with all these, there was literally one guy that, because all fucking boys are coming up and haha, I can't believe this is hilarious.
Distracting.
And they come up and they're like, yeah, we're one kid literally was like, yeah, I don't know because I don't know who are, and they're like, we're kind of a big deal, we're all a big deal. I got 20 million subscribers.
That's what they were saying to you?
Yeah.
What? Wait.
Were they trying to you?
Dude, he literally came out of I wasn't asking to talk to him. They came up and they were just they wanted me to know that, and I was like, look, man, I'm here on a job. I really don't, and you're bothering me. And so I'm like, I'm going to get this done. I was 12 hours in there. And I'm like, you know what? I made the painting. It's good.
It's gorgeous.
The video. And so guess what? The next day, of course, the vlog comes out. Not only did they not put my link in the description at all,
yeah,
but there was no story, nothing posted, nothing like that. And it used painting as the thumbnail.
Oh, major party follow. Now, the artist goes on to say after he complained that they actually did plug him a bit, but then they changed the thumbnail and everything else. Come on, boys. You got to treat artists better than that. Also in the news, Tfue, James Charles. These two are flirting once again. It all started when Tfue tweeted out this. He tweeted out ? As a new article was posted. Did Tfue just confirm he has a boyfriend? And that's when James Charles responded by saying this. I thought we agreed we weren't going public yet. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. James Charles Tfue officially dating. Also in the news, a YouTuber got jumped. That's right. We're talking about Mars Bars Gaming. He said, I got ran up in town last night and my internet dish snapped. How's your day go? Showing that his internet dish snapped and that his face looks like somebody snapped it. Now, why did somebody jump this YouTuber? Well, apparently, they were trying to steal his dog. Followed up by saying, for context, I was walking my dog alone and I think they wanted to take my dog. Has been reported. Good. I hope the police catch that SOB. Also in the news, one of the sidemen has COVID. Harry or Road to Shaw tweeted out, if hypothetically one of the sidemen got coronavirus and we had to do a viral mukbang instead of a normal vid, what should we talk about? Hypothetically, oh hell no. I immediately started reaching out to sidemen to figure out if one of them actually does have coronavirus, and one of the sidemen has corona. But here's the thing, we don't really know which sideman it is, so let's play a game. I want all of you to guess. Do you think it's Circa? Or maybe Vicstar, Mini Minter, KSI, Ethan, Harry himself, or Toby? I want to know right now in the comments below which Sideman has the Rona. But speaking about the Sideman, KSI recently has a new album out. It's doing really well. He's saying if this album goes #1, he's going bald. Roll it.
If JJ goes bald, people won't bully his hairline because he won't have one. Oh snap. You might be onto something. Do I tame the beast? Do I do it? For my next single, if we get a #1, I go bald. Thing is though, I just know you lot are gonna do it. It's so much easier to make a single go #1 than an album.
But speaking about KSI, we reported here on Drumler that Floyd Mayweather, one of the greatest boxers that ever lived, might be fighting Logan Paul in a boxing match. Now, what we can confirm 100% is that there are talks going on, and this actually might happen. This is not just a rumor out of thin air. There's talks going on between Mayweather and Logan Paul. We know that for a fact. However, recently, Eddie Hearn said in a live interview that he talked to the KSI's team, and KSI's team is saying that, like, why is Mayweather fighting Logan? KSI beat Logan. If anyone deserves a shot at Mayweather, it's KSI. Now, I can tell you this. I reached out to KSI to confirm if this was true or not, and he says it's true, that Mayweather should be fighting him. However, he also thinks that none of this is going to happen, that Mayweather is never going to fight either him or Logan. In fact, me and KSI have a bet, because I think that Mayweather is going to fight Logan. The bet is for $1,000, and quite frankly, I feel like KSI is just trying to fight Mayweather, because then the fight with Logan wouldn't happen with Mayweather, and I'd have to give him $1,000. Also in the news, critical, all right? He had a video flagged down. We reported this a couple weeks ago. He had a video flagged down by YouTube. It was a mistake by YouTube. And he tweeted at YouTube saying, "You really want to die on this hill?" And YouTube responded by saying, "Update, we're not going to die on this hill. You were right." And they restored his video and he got it framed. He said, "My friend framed this piece of history." Now let me ask you a question. Did you notice the candle? That's right. There's a candle in the picture that apparently smells like vanilla. However, ladies and gentlemen, it turns out that Team YouTube also has a sense of humor, because they responded by framing the tweet that Critical framed, and they responded with #memories. And speaking about memories, let's talk about Jake Paul and some old Jake Paul drama. Do you remember this whole thing where Jake Paul accused FaZe Banks of beating up his assistant, and like all the drama that went on between FaZe Banks and basically Jake Paul, and all the drama that went on between me and Jake Paul? Well, me and Banks, we have this podcast called Mom's Basement, and I can't believe we pulled this off, but we had a guest this week, and the guest was the one, the only, Jake Paul. Now, this episode isn't out yet. It's gonna come out this Monday, so you guys want to make sure you listen to this episode. Go over to Spotify now. Make sure you're subbed to us. You're following us over there at Mom's Basement on Spotify. But this is what Jake Paul had to say after coming on and recording the episode with me and FaZe Banks. Also, I did an episode of Mom's Basement today, and I actually feel excited for y'all to hear it. It felt like a long overdue therapy session, and the whole internet needs to hear it. I agree with him 100%. Now, guys, listen, before we go, if you're new here, make sure you sub with those notifications on for all. You gotta select all, or you're not gonna get notified. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you take the time to slap a like on it, guys. As soon as I get the scoop, I'm gonna keep you in the loop. Drama Alert Nation, now over 5,600,000 subscribers.
Look, I have a hunchback like a turtle. I look like a freaking mole rat that lives under the ground. I'm getting a hunchback. I look like Shrek. There are sticks of cheese in my leg. There is butter in my legs. I can see it. I can feel it. And it's no longer acceptable for me. Period.